Hi there, everybody, and welcome to Unit 1, Activity 2 in Mr. Arnold's CPC3O class. Today, we are talking about stakeholders again, and specifically, we're talking about government representation. If we want to make change happen, we need to know which levels of government to access and who to contact if we want to make that change happen. So we are going to start from our course homepage. And I've put here to view as a student, so my screen will look the same as yours. And the first thing we are going to do today is go to content. So under class tools, we access the course content. And we are now on Unit 1, Activity 2. If you don't see Unit 1, Activity 2 at the top of your content, you can simply scroll down and look at the table of contents menu and click on Unit 1, Activity 2. Good. Trying something a bit different today and using the checklist function so you can better know what the expectations for this activity is. So if you click on Know Your Government checklist, you'll notice that there is a handy checklist here to tell you exactly how the lesson is going to go. And as you go through, you can revisit the checklist or right-click and duplicate the tab so you can have the checklist open at the same time as you're accessing the content for this lesson. So now that we see the checklist, we're going to click on the next arrow, which should deliver us to the Levels of Government YouTube video. You will be required to watch this video before you continue. When you are done, simply go to the checklist and click Complete. Good. I'm now going to go to the next arrow, which will take me to Canada's Democracy Ontario YouTube video as well. Watch this video, then go back to the checklist and simply click Complete. Good. Your next step in this activity is to review the Levels of Government diagram. If you click on the Levels of Government diagram, it will open a diagram that hopefully is not as dark as the one that I've included here. See if I can fix that for you. It should in fact look like this. You will be required to fill this Levels of Government diagram out. And I'll show you how to do that now. If you are already aware of some of the levels of government and who these representatives are, you can simply fill those in on your own. You'll see the outer circle has everything to do with the federal levels of government. You are required to find the location of the Parliament buildings for the federal government. You will also be required to find the location of Queen's Park for the provincial government. You will be required to find the leader of the provincial government and also the leader of the municipal government. So you can see here that each circle corresponds with a specific set of information you need to find. If you look down at the bottom of the Levels of Government diagram, the member of provincial parliament is Ted Arnott. It's the member of parliament that you will be required to find for this area. And that will go here. To find the ward councillor, you will have to access one of the links that will be provided for you on this page. you will have to access the Mayor and Council link for the Township of Center Wellington. When you have accessed that page, you'll be required to scroll down to where it says Ward Map. You're required to use the ward map to navigate by searching for your address. If I type in 905 Scotland Street, it drops me down to who my ward councillor is. And I also know that it's Ward 4. So in the branches of government diagram, I can now fill in who my ward councillor is and the ward number as well. Good. And once you've completed that diagram, you'll be required, after you make a copy of this diagram, you'll be required to submit a copy to your Dropbox using the link that's provided for you here. And once you've done that, you click Submit. Your last task is to read, complete, and submit the levels of government activity using this link, which will lead to the Dropbox for it. And this link will have access for you to a Google Doc instead of a Word doc like just what happened here. When it does open, you will be required to make a copy of the following document: the levels of government activity. I'm going to show you some tricks for this activity. There are some very specific instructions for this to complete. So under each search term, for instance, agriculture, you will notice that there are certain search terms you can attach to them and then to put those in a browser bar to find if that certain level of government is responsible for that service. So what I've done for the first one is I know that I have the word agriculture and I know I have the word Canada. So what I have to do is copy the word agriculture, paste it into my browser bar, and type Canada afterwards. What happens now is that I have Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada appearing on my screen. There are two telltale pieces that show me that this is a Government of Canada website. First of all, if you look to the top left-hand corner, there's a Government of Canada seal next to a Canadian flag. You also have the suffix gc.ca and also the Canada emblem. Good. So what I have done on this is I have pasted in the name of Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada, and I have created a hyperlink by simply highlighting, going to the link button, and copying and pasting the link, and then clicking Apply. The same goes for Ontario at the provincial level. So let's take a look at this link and confirm that that's correct. You can tell that this is an Ontario government site because of the trillium and the Ontario symbol. and also the suffix .gov.on.ca. Now you'll also notice that sometimes you will simply have the Canada.ca suffix instead of .gc.ca or Ontario.ca for the Ontario government, which is a recent change in the last few years. So for many of these, there will be two levels of government responsible for it. You can leave from agriculture all the way down to corrections blank for the municipal level, because I can tell you right now that the municipal level does not have any requirement for that. If you are looking and want to confirm, you can click on the following link here, which will take you to the department page, and you can do a Control F find search on the department page. For example, let's take a look at fire. You can see that one of the community services at the municipal level is fire services. So you can click on CW Rescue Services Fact Sheet, make a link to that, and place that in your levels of government diagram under fire department. Like so. If you want to fancy this up and change this to the name of the service itself, you can go to Change. Which it won't let me do here. And that's okay. No problem. So we have a hyperlink to that, and that's going to lead you where it is. There are a few here that you'll have to look up, including Copyright Canada. Directly within a Google Doc, you can highlight, right-click, and click on Explore, which brings you to the Canadian Intellectual Property Office. From here, you have a hyperlink for you already, and the name of it here. If you want to check for sure, you would click on the link and make sure that this is a Government of Canada website. Good. Once you have completed that activity, you can submit it to the Dropbox using this link. This should give you lots to do for the day, and maybe even open your eyes about some of the levels of government and what you thought they did or did not do. If you have any questions, please send me a pager message or let me know. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.